months ago, and she's a lovely dog. And we go to the dog park. There's like 100 dogs there, and apparently we have the only dog that's been taught properly that you don't run full speed into whoever the closest human being is when you get there. So we spend like an hour at the dog park getting run over by German shepherds while we try to keep an eye on our dog, which is a great idea. I mean, what a way to enjoy your afternoon. Just have a bunch of dogs slobbering on the back of your legs and their owners going, oh, he usually doesn't do this. He usually doesn't do that. You know why he usually doesn't do that? Because I'm not usually there. That's why.
He can smell your dog.
No, he can't smell my dog. He's running full speed at me.
No, but they say that when they can't think of anything else to say.
Yeah, they have a lot of trouble. Yeah, they're terrible at conversation, the dogs. You know, I've always maintained that the inability to speak has really been a handicap for dogs in learning how to have conversations. Just like no opposable thumbs. It's the only thing that keeps our dog in the house. And so I'm just saying, you know, and I like the dog and I like our dog. I like all dogs for that matter. I don't even mind getting run into by them a lot. It's great though.
Have you ever signed a personal ad, must love dogs?
No, I never have.
Okay, it's just an idea.
Although I have seen the ads and then the comedy bits where, you know, some kind of guy is really smug because he said, oh, I don't have children, I have dogs.
Yes.
As if there was some kind of connection between the two concepts. You know what I mean? Like it's like saying, no, I'm not an Olympic diver, but green is different than 3.
There's no apparent connection.
There's no nexus, is what I'm saying.
That's what I call
have dogs. Hey, I've had dogs and I've had children, and there are no things that
There's no overlap.
Yeah, and you see the bumper stickers on cars about everybody who loves their dogs. Well,
Except you have both of them spayed and neutered. That's all. That's the only similarity.
Well, that's just common sense, Ned.
That's just garden variety.
Spay and neuter your children as soon as possible. Then you don't have to worry about high school. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you see a bumper sticker and a guy says, "My beagle," on the bumper sticker. My beagle is smarter than your honors student. You know, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, maybe.
You know, Mike, there's a guy. Can I interrupt? There's a guy in my neighborhood. I'm pretty sure that he's a child molester because he has a bumper sticker on his car that says, "Ask me about your children." And me, that seems like
that's a red flag, Ned.
Yeah, I think that's a bad thing.
That's a red flag. Boy.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd like everybody to say hello to Ned Rice on his last night on the night. I hope he enjoys himself.
For those of you who are new to the show,
that petition drive finally got off the ground.
Mike and Ned's first tweets were bumper stickers.
What?
What he's saying is we're old.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah. The guy who says we're going on the YouTube.
Yeah.
He's calling us old.
Uh-huh.
We have to tweet with actual birds.
As a group, all I'm saying to you is that this has been just an absolute joy for you. And
I was going to introduce you and all, but I think we're right
it's not
here
necessary to introduce me. Ned interrupted me halfway through a joke, so the punchline is going to have to wait for another week.
Oh.
I still got time.
I was saying 10 minutes ago. Here's the funny part. All right, forget it. We're not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't stoop that low. Why? I have a bad back. But let's not get into that.
Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for your host, Mike Langworthy.
Hey.
Come on.
He shuffles through his desk for a letter.
Laughing like Yaphet Tato at the end of Brubaker.
Oh, right.
All right. What I'm saying now is the show has started. I've had my little fun.
Jessica.
Ned has been amazing. Just amazing. Really. Really should do comedy.
Now.
One of these days he's going to do comedy and he's going to set the world on fire. I've already said I've already said in the chat who the acts are going to be. I'll always be a couple of acts ahead in the public chat. For those of you who have never been here before, if you're somebody that you think I don't know who you are, you should probably send a private message to Chuck in the chat to let him know that you're here to perform. If you're not on the list already, and there are some people who are here whose names I don't recognize, so get in touch with Chuck so he can let me know. I'll always be a couple people ahead. We're going to start the show tonight with somebody who's here frequently, and I often make him wait really long before he gets to go on. But tonight he's going to be the first one on, and I like to get the show started with a bang, and he'll do that because he's funny. So don't worry, Ned, you got a lot of time to wait. I kid Ned because I've known Ned for a long time. And he's as funny as he's ever been, which is kind of sad.
That's sad.
Yeah. Anyway, let's welcome, if you will, Sukumar Vijayaraghavan.
Yay!
Yeah.
Hi. Thanks. I want to talk about
Taking it by storm, folks.
A few months before the election, I read this op-ed piece in Washington Post which said that the person who will win the election is the person who gets the most votes. I thought, no shit, Sherlock. Granted that it might have been otherwise, but the point I'm making is that anybody with no qualifications can become an expert these days. Okay, so many years ago, before the first Gulf War, there was an interview with the assistant director of the CIA on TV, and he was boasting that, we've been monitoring every action of Saddam Hussein. We know what every move he makes, and we've been studying his behavior, and so on and so forth. And then the interviewer asked him, "So what can you say about him?" And the guy said, well, he's very unpredictable. So the point is, what other profession can you get away with something like that? Imagine going to a CPA and he says, "I filed your taxes. You might get a refund, or you might be audited." Who can tell? He would have lost his job. And my job would be so much easier. So all I have to say is I've been studying the brain for 25 years. And what I can tell you is that it's complicated. Thank you. And now I'll go to my office and wait for my Nobel Prize. So many years ago, the scientists at NASA were very excited about the possibility of finding water in Europa, which is the moon of Jupiter. And Larry King had a program on this, and the expert witness there, expert who he had on the TV show was William Shatner. Who better than Captain Kirk to talk about the nitrogen methane ratio on Europa? So I think that's the problem. I think we live in a society where the president believes that your ability to say, person, woman, man, camera, TV is a sign of genius. And not only are we ignorant, but we are proud of being ignorant. So a few days ago, I had this Facebook post by the daughter of a friend of mine, and she said, "We'll be on Jimmy Kimmel tonight, #brilliant." And it turned out that she was in one of those shows where he goes around the streets interviewing random people and sort of proving how ignorant they are. And so I watched the show, and she didn't know who the vice president was or how many members of the Senate there were, #imbecile. So she, and she was so proud of it, right? And that is what had she even read a book? No, what was the last book she read? The Three Musketeers by Alexander Dumas. So, in any other society, that program would have been followed by a mass suicide. So we're told not to criticize anybody because, and because of that, nobody learns. It's okay if your 3-year-old comes and shows you a stick figure and says, "This is Daddy," and you say, "What a brilliant picture that is, and how talented you are." But if your 16-year-old comes and shows you the same stick figure, you don't say that. You take him aside and say, "Can you repeat after me? Person, woman, man, camera, TV." So when you make a society idiot-proof, you get a society of idiots. So if you are at an ATM, we need to start making things harder for people. So if you're at an ATM, you don't just get to punch 4 numbers for your password. You have to solve a Sudoku puzzle. Okay, so if you want to withdraw $20, you can have a 4x4 grid, easy one. If you want us to trust you with $300, then you have to do the full 9x9 grid before you can get your money. And if you use one of those $20 that you withdraw to buy a Twinkie, then you better be able to say how much change you're owed. Otherwise, the Twinkie costs $20. Okay, so I'll stop there. So thanks.
Yeah.
Yay!
Well, I feel like sheepish about saying anything after his act because I don't want to look stupid,
Too late.
Anyway, that's Sukumar, one of the many PhDs that we have on the show from time to time, and they don't like to broadcast that, but I do. Our next performer comes to us for the first time. Period. She also will be performing from her home in Germany, where she is a college administrator for remote education for people in the military. Huh? What? She told me and then I remembered it? That's just crazy.
Good job.
And she's delightful. And I haven't seen glasses like that in a long, long time. And I'll tell you after she comes off, the last time I saw glasses like hers. Please welcome Erin Crouch.
Yay!
Yeah.
Hello, I am excited to be here. This is a great Zoom show, but this is not the best Zoom show that I've ever been on. The best Zoom show that I was on had automatic closed captioning that went around the bottom. And when they brought me on, the closed captioning said, "Now let's hear from Erin's crotch."
Oh, ouch.
Crotch-related jokes. That's okay. I had a few. Zoom comedy, man. It's done the impossible. It's made me dislike the sight of my own face as much as I used to just hate the sound of my own voice. I am in Germany. We are in hardcore lockdown here. We have curfews. We have, we're not allowed to go more than 30 kilometers from our house. Everything is closed and it's universal masking. What I'm saying is I haven't been outside in so long that the last time I saw a traffic light, I tried to click on it to prove that I wasn't a But as bad as we have it here, it's not as bad as it is in Russia. I don't know if you're aware, but in Russia, the dolls are not allowed to nest because of Corona.
I had no idea.
Mike did mention that I work for the university here. My husband is a frontline healthcare worker. So of course, it's been a really stressful time for him, with Corona and everything. And when things go bad there, he turns to me for advice. And that's how we both got these bangs. We are in this lockdown, like I said, but I actually don't really mind being in lockdown. I feel like I've learned a lot. Like the first thing that I learned in lockdown is that any joke is a coronavirus joke if you tell it to an empty room. Or if it makes someone sick.
I think Wittgenstein said that.
I also learned that I like my men. I like my men like I like my coronavirus. Not attracted to children.
Ah. And with no taste.
So we are wearing masks. And also, I do not mind wearing a mask. My first favorite reason to wear a mask is so men can't see how pretty I am when I smile. Like, that's just for me now. Like, how does he get to see if my bitch face is at rest? My second favorite reason to wear a mask is if you drink a lot, the next day you can get a buzz by just rebreathing your breath.
Nice.
I have been working from home, as a comedian, and I've been working from home now for like 8 months. And as a female comedian, that's meant that I've had to harass myself. I'm just kidding. Men helped me out by messaging me weird shit. They like to message me about how they think I look. And usually they say they think I look like I'm smart or I look like I'm gay. And I'm like, bruh, if I was smart, I'd be gay. The dick pics. It's like, I'm not gonna buy the cow if I've seen the udder for free.
Hello. Hello.
Whoa. Whoa. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
So I have been trying to use my time in lockup a little bit usefully. For example, I created a playlist that I listen to while I'm pooping. The first song on the playlist is Brown Eyed Girl.
Hello.
Hello.
And the last song is Every Which Way But Loose.
Oh,
Wow.
Full disclosure, I've changed the name of my living room here to just Getting By Room because shit's got weird in here. The longer that I stay inside, like the weirder I get online. For example, I started following the English language Facebook page of the Rhineland Falls Police Department. So that's the police department in the state where I live in Germany. And whenever there's like major events, they put out a press release about it. Like back in May, the corona rates were really high in Denmark. And so they stopped running the trains between Germany and Denmark. And they put a press release out about it. And I commented on the press release, the wane of Danes is mainly on the trains. And 12 Germans emailed me to complain about the quality of that joke. And then recently, they produced a press release about how they were testing our sewage while we're all in lockdown to see what drugs we're doing. Yeah, and they found pretty high levels of meth and amphetamine. And I commented on that press release, that shit is dope. And they banned me for 30 days.
oh, man. That was a real crackdown.
What I'm saying is that it's really fun to live in Germany. How much time do I have left, Mike? Is that about 5 there? Or?
It's about 5. But
Okay.
you started a joke, so you got to finish it, whatever it was. You got to finish it when you got it.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, so I do live here, and I am learning German, and it turns out that learning another language is like riding a bicycle. Americans don't really do that. So, thank you so much for having me on. It was fun.
Very
Yay.
proud, ladies and gentlemen. And the last time I saw glasses like that, they were at the cashier at a store across the street from the Literature, Science, and Arts building at the University of Michigan. She'd been a cashier there for 45 years. I don't think she'd ever moved from that stool. I think she slept.
That's my mom.
And she was beautiful. So you never let me finish. You gotta let me finish these things before you make a. Anyway, all right. So you know what? We're gonna keep moving. We've got quite a few comics tonight, and as hilarious as I am, intimidatingly hilarious, in fact. I think it's best if we just keep the show moving at this particular time. And our next performer is another one of the people who comes on pretty regularly on the open mic, and he always makes me laugh. And if he doesn't make you laugh, there's something wrong with you, because I'm a trained professional. Please welcome Evan Smith. Evan Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Come on.
Hi, thank you. It's been quite the week. One of my wife's friends has been staying with us for the week. Her roommate had been traveling and hasn't gotten a test yet. And I think we've all been in those situations where someone is staying at your place for like way too long. For me, it's just a little past 10 p.m. But I'm pretty introverted, and I'm not used to having long-term guests. So when my wife said, just pretend it's like when you were living with your college roommates, it's like, all right. And so I moved out, and I kept the security deposit. My wife and I like to play Risk with a group of friends, and they texted us the other day asking if we wanted to get together for a game night. And we said, yeah, sure, definitely. And they said they would pick up some beer from our favorite brewery. We responded that would be great. And then they said, but this time we bought a new game and we can all learn the rules together. And so we stopped responding to them. It's January. I'm trying to drink less. I think a lot of people are trying to drink less with dry January. It's great though. It's healthy. It saves you money. It's a great excuse not to socialize. But I've encountered an interesting phenomenon where I stopped drinking on the 1st, and then a few days went by, and I still felt a little tired, a little groggy, and then a few more days went by, and I still felt a little tired, a little groggy, and then a few more days went by, and I was like, oh, this is just how I am. Last 2 weeks of December, I had a staycation at my place, and it was as glorious as it sounds. I just sat on the couch for 2 weeks straight and did nothing. And everyone had been saying, you shouldn't travel to see your family. So I did not travel to see my family. And when they asked why, like, is it because of spreading the virus or travel restrictions? I had to be honest, because I had to catch up on The Bachelorette. We got a big inauguration coming up. It's exciting. I used to live in Washington, D.C. for a number of years, and a lot has changed since I moved out here to Denver. One of the big things that has changed is the old post office. And if you've never been to Washington, D.C., the old post office is this beautiful building on Pennsylvania Avenue, and it has a tower, and you can see the whole city. And when I lived there, the post office part had been closed for a while. So you'd walk in, and it would be completely empty, and you could go up in the tower and see the sights. And after I moved here, Donald Trump bought the old post office and turned it into a Trump hotel. And so now you walk in and it's completely empty, and you can go up in the tower and see the sights. I am a little surprised Donald Trump did not resign in the past 2 weeks and make Mike Pence our 46th president. And not because it's like the right thing to do or everyone really wants him to do it, but I know Donald Trump is very petty. And I also know that Biden has definitely already bought his 46 memorabilia. All right, thank you guys. That's all I have.
I love that one. Evan Smith. He would do that, when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm adapting a joke that I heard from somebody that I thought was a great.
Oh, that's what they're calling it now.
That laid there like a dragon's egg, Ned. Daenerys couldn't hatch that baby. At any rate, that's neither here nor there. No, here's the joke. It's Donald Trump is walking down the street, steps in a big pile of dog shit. He looks down and he says, "Oh my God, I'm melting."
True story.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly right.
Yep.
It's a true story. So our next performer is somebody who's just recently started doing comedy, and he's showing a lot of promise already, and looks better in a hat than I do. So I'm going to put him on the screen, and you guys can admire him while you laugh at his jokes. Please welcome Manny Ochoa-Parra.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Some kind of visible sign of life. I should have finished the statement.
Yes, thank you for my introduction and my 10 minutes of therapy on a weekly basis. I really need this. I think we all do. Our wives are clearly sick of us by now. I think we're on like a year. And a lot of people didn't make it to COVID. You know, it was pretty rough on a lot of relationships. But I feel that that's because you didn't meet under the right circumstances. You know, you didn't really test the relationship to get to those sparks. Like when I first met my wife, I remember we had just hooked up for like the first time, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then I accidentally like walked in on her, and she was going to the bathroom, and I didn't know. It was clearly awkward. And then we locked eyes, and then I heard a bloop, and then I was like, did my wife, future wife, just poop in front of me after one time? And it didn't gross me out. So clearly I knew this is in for the long haul, because that's how you know you truly love something, when they poop in front of you, like after the first date, and you're like not grossed out forever. So yeah, we stayed together. We moved a lot of different places. I'm originally from Vegas, and a lot of people ask me, wow, Vegas, that must have been interesting. And I worked at a really upscale nightclub, so I got to wait on a lot of celebrities, and everyone's like, wow, man, you must have saw some crazy stuff. And I was like, I did. And they're like, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? I'm like, well, I saw Michael Jordan's dick. And they're like, really? And I'm like, no, not at all. But now you're picturing it in your mind. It's like, you sicko. You want to know if it's bald or if it's got his tongue out, sticking his hand up in the air, if it kind of looks that way. Yeah, Vegas taught me a lot. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing steroids. Like, steroids are cool. So I just got my son. He's 7 on his first cycle, because that's really the way you get in life through sports now. He's on his first cycle of DECA. He's bench pressing like 500 pounds, and he's only 7. So this is working out great, because now we're sharing the same clothes. And yeah, he's killing it. He's working out great. Yeah, he looks literally like a junior high kid, and it scares the crap out of everyone, because they think he's like mentally retarded, but he's not. He's just my kid. So yeah. Steroids are cool. I also, I was kind of jaded, you know, about this whole like equal pay rights, because I don't know if you've ever been to Vegas. That is definitely one city where the women consistently make more money than men, regardless of their abilities. So, yeah. So when they say equal pay, yeah, I'm looking for my equal pay, even though I don't have like a personality per se. You know what I mean? Like, they were killing it. They would do like 20% of the work and make twice as much money as we did. So every time they were like equal pay for women, I just didn't hear it. I just didn't hear it. Not only that, they were extremely hardworking. So yeah, that joke's gonna get me nothing. Let's see, we'll go from there. But before there, I lived in a town called Kingman, Arizona. I don't know if any of you guys know where that's at. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, give it up for. Is that alumni members? I doubt it. No, I didn't think so. Thank God. You're lucky. Kingman is the scariest place to be as a minority. I mean, even now, I was surprised. I was raised there. My parents moved me from California, that had a really diverse school, phenomenal education, to literally the most uneducated city in the country. And all I could think to myself is, where the fuck were you, Zillow? Like, where the fuck were you out there, surrounded by nothing but Anglo-Americans? They're like, where's your accent? And I'm like, hey, you better lose that shit really quickly if you want to blend in over there. Luckily, I got involved with sports and started fucking the prom queen. So that got me ahead a little bit. Other than that, if you showed any type of weakness, you were done. So yeah, Kingman was interesting. We have a lot of celebrities from there. The Oklahoma bomber, Timothy McVeigh, that was interesting. They came rolling through. They were like, yeah, they're nothing but a bunch of terrorists, which is so ironic in today's world, right? And they would roll through Kingman with these like fully loaded, like blacked out SUVs, as if we couldn't tell they were FBI. Because I don't know if you know about Kingman, Arizona. That's clearly the nicest car anyone's going to see in that area. So you're sticking out like a sore thumb, surrounded by trailer parks, wanting to know what's going on. And you're like, that's clear to the feds. So I was really grateful that as soon as I got 18, I took off with the prom queen and showed her bigger things in life. Although we didn't stay together, it was clearly the best for both of us because she's still there. So that's all
Yeah.
Oh.
Manny Ochoa-Parra, ladies and gentlemen, prom queen fucker and world traveler. Yeah, I have a trivia fact about Kingman, Arizona that I can't use because I'm the only guy within probably 30 years of age of being able to know who the guy is involved. But he was really
Right.
famous. He was really famous in his day.
Is it Andy Devine?
Yes,
Or-
it is. Well, you would know because you lived there.
Well, it's the only street we have, Mike. So yeah, they're gonna name it after him. They're like, this is Andy Devine. That's the only thing. There's no
Yeah.
Timothy McVeigh Lane. They'll tell you that much. Although I'm surprised. The place
When I was a
is Trump University. So
When I
yeah.
was a kid, he was the sidekick on the Wild Bill Hickok on television, but he'd done about 1 million movies. And everybody,
Timothy McVeigh had a TV show?
not Timothy
What are you
McVeigh,
saying?
incredible moron. If you'd listen just a little bit, Ed.
Crazy.
No, God. All right,
It
now I
sounds
just have to
nice.
bring the next act on because you keep being funnier than me. It's supposed to be my show. I guess we're gonna have to start
For now, Mike.
the
for now.
open Ned from now on. From navel to chin, as far as I'm concerned.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. That's what you're doing to me. So, anyway,
I can't say that at you.
our next performer is the funniest person I know who steals internet. Please welcome, if you will, Paula Mattocks. Paula Mattocks, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. Hello. Well, thank you, Open Mic, for your mics every Monday. I appreciate you. I didn't know you had 2 first names. That's cool. This is the point where I have to thank my internet sponsor because I got busted a few weeks back stealing Wi-Fi.
Good.
Man, it wasn't as fun as I thought it would be, you know, because the last time I had to blow anybody, it was over the phone. And it was so much easier, you know, and having to,
That must be difficult.
because I'm a disabled widowed mother with a lot of fucking kids, like Mother Hubbard in that dumb fucking shoe. I know why that bitch had that shoe like that. It wasn't her fault. She's fucking tired, man. So fucking tired. Like life isn't stressed enough here in my jail cell. The world feels like it's going to shit. I see it hanging on, and that's a reassurance. But I have found out officially that politics makes this politic.
Hello.
No.
Hello.
No.
Hello.
So bad, you
Yes.
guys.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, for the rest of you who are new, Chuck and I have a thing. Chuck loves the pun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does he?
I hate the pun.
Well,
The senator from the
Concept
great,
has nothing to do with Paula Mattocks. She's brilliant. That was a good
Sure.
pun as puns go. But Chuck has spoiled the genre for me for all eternity. Anyway, I'm sorry, Paula. It's not being deducted from your time. Go ahead.
I appreciate you, sir. You're so fair.
Restart the
so-
clock.
Well, I did find out something very important for everybody. I'm going to share the news like a PSA. I have found out why they don't put pregnancy on the list of STDs.
Why?
Found out. It's so that nature can find her bitches. So bad. You know, I paid attention to that STD list, and I never caught me no fucking STD. But I got caught in a parent trap because I wasn't paying attention.
Somebody warned you.
Yeah, and back when I was young and dumb and full of a lot of bad ideas, I thought I was, you know, living the high life when I married my kid's dad, you know, so I didn't have any bastards. That was cool, I thought, you know. That's just a tip of the fucked up iceberg. So bad, you guys. So bad. But I am also proud that my kids all have the same dad. So that makes me proud every day of the week. It does. Because some decisions, you don't know which decisions are going to last a lifetime, you know. Sometimes you just wing it, you know, live by the seat of your dumb pants. Yeah. People should be warned better, you know. Like, anyway. So I did another stupid thing. I chose not to spank my kids. Like, was out and proud about it. Like, I am not spanking. We're doing timeouts. I'm going to be enlightened. I've been bullied ever since I made that decision early in my motherhood. From my family. my dad, who's usually quiet, is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, Dad, I want to do better. He gets up and he walks around and he puts his arm around my shoulder and he says, it takes a long time to raise a dumb out of a kid. If you take away your one weapon, what are you going to do? It's like, oh, shit. I know better, Dad, you know? And then Mom says, well, if God didn't think we needed to be spanked, he wouldn't have put a crack in our ass, you know, to absorb the blow, you know?
Yep.
It's like, fuck. But I still didn't do it because I didn't want to spank my kids. You know why I didn't really spank my kids? Because I didn't want to look so dumb when I missed, you know, because them fuckers are wily, man. They fucking take off, poof, around the corner, you know. Yeah. But fast forward to later on in my motherhood, my young adults, you know, they run their mouths, you know, they're just dumb. And that's not their fault. See, they're born from dumb cum, so they stay dumb for a long time. But they get mad at me when they run their mouths out in public because people get mad at them for the dumb shit they say. And I say, well, oh shit, what do I say? Oh, I said, well, you know, the only thing that would fix that was a spank. So, you know, they fucked me up good and bad, let me tell you. But I'm gonna tell you to stay safe, take your birth control, and stay out of the motherfucking hood, y'all. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Paula Mattocks, ladies and gentlemen. Mother of the Year. We love Paula. We really do. And by we, I mean I. Why do I say we? Because I'm a royal. All right.
Jesus Christ.
Shut up. Chuck Roy comes up with the lamest puns every week. There's always some kind of stupid ass pun, but yeah, one reference to the fact that I'm a royal and all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. All right, fine. I get Meghan Markled every week on this show.
Oh, that bitch. I can't stand that bitch.
Ooh.
Kicked out of the family.
Sorry.
Oh,
Wow.
Remember when you'd play Muckle the Royal at the ball?
No, I don't. Hey, usually I say yes and with people. But that
Right.
time I decided to go no. All
I don't think you've had your fiber today.
I beg your pardon?
I said, I don't think you've had your fiber today.
Wow. Okay.
Time for some Metamucil.
He still owed me a Metamucil from last night's show. This was going to be his running bit. But he didn't do it 3 times. It's the comedy rule. You have to do it. If you're going to do a thing, you got to do it 3 times. And he didn't. So now he's got Metamucil tonight. It doesn't hold over. It doesn't go over.
There was one in the newsletter earlier today.
Oh, was it? I see your name in my inbox and I just scroll. You know what I mean? Anyway, our next performer comes to us from Chicago. Now, this week I'm using comes to us. Last week it was please welcome. I just can't stop using cliches. They're a dime a dozen, you know? Please.
You just did that.
Well, right off the top of my head. Are you kidding me? It was almost as if I knew what I was saying. Our next performer. Oh, God. Jessica Misra, who's she's a lovely human being, and she doesn't deserve an introduction like this. Did you get a shit introduction last week too, Jessica?
It was long, that's all I remember.
This one could probably be longer.
It had an intermission.
I'm not saying it was long.
Little on the long side.
It's a little bit on the long. It's a
I
little
feel
bit
like
on the long.
you really could go longer with this intro.
Yeah, it was called Introduction and Peace. That's how long it was.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, that was a long introduction, is what I'm saying.
Lengthy.
Lengthy.
I just finished Moby Dick during this introduction.
And it's funny because Chuck sucked Moby's dick while we were waiting for the
Oh,
I go dirty. Why? I work blue. That's why.
Whoa.
Why I like to.
which did you start writing first, Beowulf or this introduction?
Yeah. Beowulf happened to have been a legend that was passed down from troubadour to troubadour. It wasn't written. Okay.
I'm saying your work is really good, Mike.
Yeah, is that what you're
Very
saying?
inspiring.
Timeless. It's timeless.
Mike, Jessica was hoping to get this set in before menopause. That's her goal.
I don't care how many men want to slow things down.
Oh my God.
Just going to bring her up here. I don't know why you guys keep interrupting me. I keep trying to introduce Jessica.
2 introductions. Walk into a bar.
They introduce each other.
Ooh.
Jessica, you should probably just start talking at some point.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica
Jessica
Misra.
Misra.
Yay.
Yeah.
Best introduction ever.
Yeah.
You know, right before this, I was hosting a mic, and I just kept calling people lovely, and it was just so awkward. They were all horrible people. I'm just kidding, they were lovely.
Oh, Ned was on that mic too?
Yes, right here, right
Yes,
here.
the mic was Ned,
Fucker.
actually. So I feel like a lot of people, you know, they don't want to name their kids something, a name they've heard before that they have a bad connotation with. So that's why I feel like I could never name my kid Flo Rida. You know, 'cause he was at his peak during my clubbing days, and those are a lot of bad non-memories. I'm Indian. I bring it up all the time. I have to, contractually obligated. You know, some people don't know I'm Indian, so they talk shit about Indians in front of me, and it's like, fine, whatever. But I just hate it when they talk shit about Mexicans and they apologize. You know, some guys like, you know what? I wouldn't
Management
mind a
takes
wall.
no responsibility for that joke, by the way.
I actually I have a joke about fiber, and I will be doing it. You know what? Because everyone, this is a great time to think of a Metamucil riff, Chuck. I'm giving you that, improv.
Are you sitting down?
Shut up, Ned. Just kidding.
He's sitting down on a stool. Am I right? High five. Everyone. Boom, 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 boom. Finger pistols. Moon walks out of frame. All right. This is not being charged against your time, Jessica. Go ahead.
Well, here's the deal. Everyone like always tells you to eat fiber, but it's like I've never shit faster than whenever I had chocolate on an empty stomach. You know, so it's like, all right. That was good.
No,
It's good to know what
you
doesn't
don't just
work.
laugh on these mics. You learn.
And we live and we love. It's so good. You know, I hate spoilers. I hate them so much. You know, my grandpa was telling me about D-Day, and I was like, whoa, let me finish the book first. You know what? The book was better. Oh, like he left out some parts, some crucial parts. What side was he on? I don't remember. So
That joke really landed.
Oh, no.
Well, I wish Erin was still here because she's from Germany, is what I'm saying.
I feel like the only person that has a harder time with the word no than frat guys is my mom. You know, because like anytime I'm like I'm not hungry, she's like, well, then I'll just make you a snack, and it's like that's a chicken, and she's like, but it's a small chicken. Not a little butter.
Wow.
She's always doing low stakes lives with me. Like I don't really understand it. You know, like one time we were going to this restaurant, and I was like, I don't want to go to this restaurant. I don't like the food. And she goes, that is your sister's husband's favorite restaurant. So afterwards, I was like, he's never brought it up. He's like so chill about it. And he gave me a ride home. And I was like, how did you like that restaurant? He goes, oh, it was okay. I've just never been there before. She shut me up for a restaurant he's never had. Okay. I'm going to do a few more. Okay.
How does that make you feel?
I you know, a little
Yeah,
angry. I smacked the table like a Southern woman, like a Southern prosecutor.
Y'all know I'm right. Y'all know I'm right.
Oh, bitch.
I want you to go in that jury room. I want to see you back here in 15 minutes.
I was like, Elma May. Okay, so I feel like the biggest drunk of history has to be Jesus Christ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because every time you give him water, he turns it into wine. You know, you can't. So I thought that was so clever when I wrote it. So that's why I can do this.
Who's his higher power?
Yeah, let me just ask you a quick question, Jessica.
What's up?
Did you write this 1,200 years ago?
You know, when you write something brilliant and you're like, whoa, I'm a genius. And then you like go to the mic and you're like, I'm a hack. That's exactly what just happened.
What's that like?
Yeah, what is that like? Ned,
Brilliant. The brilliant
airline
part.
food rice?
We have
Hey.
a whole collection of your sets on YouTube, Ned.
Yeah.
Please call him Ned Rice iPhone J. That's what Learn technology, Ned. Goddamn.
Oh,
Why am I going hard on Ned? I love Ned. I think he's so
No,
good.
because you love Ned. Ned wants people to go hard on him.
it's my last day in showbiz.
Oh.
So
Congratulations.
it
No,
means a lot.
that was June 12th, 1994.
Oh, shit.
Actually, that was the day I wrote that Jesus joke.
Yes. Jessica Misra comes in with the hard one.
I have
Yep.
to be over my time. Thank you so much. This is so great.
Jessica Misra, ladies and gentlemen. No, you made up for the long introduction, and I took time in the middle, and you probably did about 5 minutes worth of material.
Yes,
Out of the 20
comment
minutes
from a
allotted.
YouTube listener.
Every minute it flew by.
Our favorite friend Stacy is listening on YouTube.
Flew
Absolutely
by like
loves
one of your
listening
mother's
to her.
restaurant reviews.
Shout out to
Nice.
Stacy. Shout out.
Okay,
Wait,
our
oh, sorry.
next guy is another guy I've never met. I don't think. I hope I haven't met you, because if I have, I've forgotten you, and that means that I'm senile, which I believe I'm probably already the only person on this mic that doesn't believe that. But I'll have to admit it. Anyway, he's going to entertain you. This is his first time on the show, and I hope you enjoy yourselves. Please welcome Joe Rojas. Joe Rojas.
Hey.
Yeah.
So have we, Joe? Matt?
Oh,
Oh,
you're
muted.
muted. You're muted.
Thank you for allowing me. I'm sorry. Thank you to be here, man. I appreciate it. I'm originally from Costa Rica, so you can tell my accent.
Yes.
I hate that my neighbors say that I have an accent. The Indian guy does. The Chinese does. I have a Kia Sorento, man. They don't know that. I have it parked right there. So, man, I don't have a set. I just want to know. And I said, you guys, you're so good, man. I'm really bad, but I want to break the ice, man. I don't really have a set. This is my first time. I just joined a similar group, but in Spanish, from Latin Americans, that we want to be part of this. Great. And I want to say thank you. I think we need a lot of representation here. You always see the same guys over and over. So I live here in Denver, and I really like it. I'm a teacher in my real life. So as a teacher, I'm a very good comedian. And yeah, man, if you're in 2021 taking care of your kids, man, you have to say to the teachers, thank you for your services. Man, it's crazy. But I just want to say hi, pass by, and get something ready for you guys. It's my first time. I just got shot, but I really liked it. I just came from Breckenridge. I waited for 6 guys from my country, Central America. In Central America, they have never been to skiing. You gotta see those guys, man. Waiting for the gondola, trying to looking for the seat belt, man. Asking for coconuts. It was freaking frozen. You know, it was funny, bro. We went to the mobile toilets. They didn't let us inside. You have to have a reservation, man. And I was there freaking out. I don't want to be vulgar, man, but I was like, where are you? I need to pee. It was so shrink that I didn't know, man. It was like, and they just started moving because it wasn't a freaking truck. They didn't care. So I was moving with that, trying to pee inside, and it was interesting, bro. I don't know what I ate, and I have this stomach, whatever you call it, like stomach relief.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know why it says that you have to shake it well, and so I start putting some of my music to shake it and all of that, and And it's, I don't know, man, color 22, color 24, red 24, red 22. Man, guys, how many reds do you have here in America, man? I only know red, but you have like hundreds and thousands of reds. So, man, I don't know. I just thank Chuck for letting me be here. I don't want to waste your time. I want to write something. I'm learning how to write jokes. When I go to college, I'm writing a lot of stuff. I got a lot of notes. I got a good material, but man, I think there's a science, and I respect that. But so far, I just want to say hi, and I want to come back again if you guys let me and bring something funny, man.
Awesome.
English is my second language.
Absolutely.
So I was looking for this beautiful English teacher because I want her to pass her first tongue. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. I want her to pass me her first tongue and was like, oh man, that's good. And where do I sign? But no, yeah, man, for real, man. And I mean, I'm not embarrassed of saying good things. I'm just embarrassed of saying stupid things. And I don't want to say anything stupid. So just want to say hi, bro. So thank you, Chuck,
Thanks,
for
Joe.
letting me be here.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. And you know what? A lot of the people who do the open mic are just starting out in comedy, so don't feel shy about that. There's
That's why we're here.
There's people on the mic that have been doing comedy for a long time who aren't really as well. I don't want to call anybody out.
Right.
So,
Ned's been doing the show forever, and he still hasn't done comedy.
I'm not. Steve,
Wow.
What?
Whoa!
Whoa.
Why would you want to do that? Jesus Christ.
Hey.
Jessica sent us that in a private message. Do you
Right.
understand the word private?
I don't know if you
You
can hear me,
understand the word
Ned.
private? If she had wanted Ned to know, she would have said it in the public chat. Jesus Christ. Why would you embarrass the girl like that? That's what I would like to know.
Well, you did great, Joe, and that the whole purpose of the show is for people to get here and try. So you're welcome to come back.
Frankly, I loved how many
We'll have
reds
you
do you have
back.
to know to be American? It's like almost the exact opposite of the way everybody in America thinks. The answer to that would be zero. You can't know any reds and be an American. Just ask Donald fucking Trump. But anyway, our next performer is somebody who was here for the first time, and he's also not been a comedian for a super long time. So, Joe, you get a chance to watch another guy who is learning the craft along with, oh geez, I can't think of a name. Anyway, please welcome Cesar Sauce.
Hey, what's going on? First of all, where's this aggression coming from, Ned? Like, you're hitting on my boy.
Somebody
You're
touch
reminding me
me.
of my school bully. Where are you gonna take the donation money now? Jesus Christ. Yeah. I got a haircut recently.
Don't stand for it, Caesar. Don't stand for it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. God bless.
Love
that.
your salad.
Dude, I'm working on the
Whoa,
new
whoa,
recipe.
where did that come from, Ned? Love your
Oh,
talent?
yeah. Freaking weird, man.
You're trying to make
but-
him feel bad? All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, Cesar. This does
Go,
not
man,
come
go.
out of your time.
Is a bully gone? Yeah. So I have gotten a recent haircut, and that's fine and dandy, but it's really saddening to know that I'm going to become bald soon. Yeah, it's weird because once you're growing older and you're balding, people won't see you the same as like you were 10 years before, like when we see Ron Howard now, we don't see him as the 60s boy who just flew with Andy Griffith.
Right.
We see him as that guy in the interviews like, so Hillbilly Elegy is going to actually be about
That's the bill on his hat, right?
Yeah, dude, he's always wearing that cap. There's nothing else he's wearing except just like that, no more redheads, just bald, man. It's sad. It's going to be me one day, I'm not going to make a movie, but it's just going to be me on the street saying hi, and then it's just, you're not Caesar. It's just... If you see a picture of Joe Rogan now and before, that's a completely different guy.
True.
Yeah, but when I go on walks now, I have been listening to oldies but goodies, and one thing about that is that the people in there are not good people. you know, like I've been listening to Frank Sinatra, and he's like, and I think for a 2021 remastered version, it should go, I hit her my way, you know. And I do have to apologize for something. I was gonna make a joke about. I was gonna say the beats were almost as good as the ones they gave to their wives, but that's a bit cruel nowadays, you know. And I was gonna make a joke about Don McLean, but I listen. I'm just gonna say this. He might like more pies than the others. You know, there's just that one pie he likes more than the other groups, and he might want to have another separate bathroom for that one pie than the others, and he might want to put those other pies in the back of the bus than that just one pie, you know.
Yeah.
But let's just continue on with the show here. You know, I have been saying that the bathroom is where disaster strikes, you know. That's where everything goes to just completely crashes the ground. You know, you're brushing your teeth, the paste falls on your pants, and then the next day your coworker is gonna be like, "What were you doing last night, bud? I know what you're doing." You know, I was like, what are you doing? It was like, "That stain in your pants." I was like, "Oh, that's the toothbrush." Sure, it is. You know, or it's you know, and then when you enter the bathroom and you feel that your feet are wet, that just reminds you that there's another male in the household, you know. And but yeah, and then that's also the place where you realize that rodents are actually roaming around your house every single day, and you just happen to see them like at 11 p.m. You know, it's the scariest stuff to see, to be honest, guys. But I do want to make a note here. Suicide is not cool. No one should ever do it. You know, you got too much to live for. I just feel like that first impressions are important, you know, and maybe God himself will respect how early I was to the purgatory. You know, I can probably get promoted to the job upstairs with that attitude. I mean, just imagine that in your resume to God in heaven, just like entered early with a degree of not caring, you know. That's my time. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you, Cesar. Whoa.
I was clapping at myself. I was like, wait a minute, that's not me.
I don't know if we gotta.
Tonight is the night of the joke about shit. Different people have been going to that particular.
It's a shit show. Yes, it's a shit show.
There's a lot.
It's a shit show.
Yep.
It's been a shit show. You know,
Let's keep that going.
Not just about shit though. It's about all kinds of going to the bathroom, like what Cesar's saying. You know, if the floor is wet, there's another male in the house. Exactly right. Exactly right. I used to be able to pee halfway up a wall when I was younger because that's, you know, it's just a thing about being young. But now I got to stand in the toilet and I still can't hit it. It's
dude, you just have to be like a well-qualified sniper in order to make that shot into the toilet nowadays, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly right. You stand on the commode, it's directly down. It's still, you know, it's just why did you even bring this up, Cesar? Because now I feel like.
You know, I just been thinking all that since the quarantine, and the only thing I can do nowadays is eat Taco Bell inside my room and go into the bathroom.
Taco Bell, you're asking for it, buddy.
Yeah,
it's California here, man. You either
my neighborhood, Taco Bell comes in a Misro-mobile.
Oh.
There's chocolate. There's chocolate everywhere. All right.
Oops, there it is.
Whoop. Oh, have you seen that commercial?
No, I've never heard that expression.
No, that's not the tag team, the guys who did
Scoop, there it is.
They're doing an ice cream commercial now. It's fascinating. Hey, Ned.
Yes, Mike.
You know, I put it off as long as I can, but you showed up and I really don't know how to tell you. So it's your turn to talk.
Okay. Wow, that was some intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ned Rice.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to make up some of the time on you that I wasted on Jessica.
Okay, I think the bad Mike is coming out now, and he needs to sit down and be quiet. And good Mike is the one we want to see.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yes, Ned. You're.
Oh, hooray!
Ned's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
I've never been assertive before. Mike, your joke about peeing reminded me of my favorite joke. The guy goes into the drugstore and asks the druggist, "Do you have Viagra?" And the druggist says yes. And the guy says, "Can I get it over the counter?" And the druggist says, "Well, maybe if you took 2." See, in other words, he didn't understand.
Seems
True
like
story.
that druggist really didn't. He wasn't clear on the concept.
He didn't get it, Mike, like you. We're dealing with COVID-19, and I don't know if you've heard. There's a new mutant strain of it. It's a new one we have to deal with. And I'm talking to a friend in LA, and he's like, "Yeah, we got the new COVID, not the old-fashioned classic one you guys are dealing with in Nowhereville. The new COVID is bigger, it's faster, it has more features." And now it's that iPhone conversation. I'm like, should I upgrade? How much more a month will it be for the new COVID 2.0? Like, you fucking hump. Like, I don't need to know about this. And that's what we've come to now. We're boasting about what kind of COVID we have, which just saddens me. And that reminds me, I just got a new iPhone, and it's not working properly because I only got 46 calls today from an English learner telling me my car warranty is up. And I usually get over 50 a day. So I think I'm blaming the phone. I think that's my best bet. No one seems to know what I'm talking about. So let's proceed. Let's go to the next area. Some good news. Amazon is hiring, but I found out they're only looking for very tall women. So that's not going to help me. I guess, being Amazon. Okay, not readers. That's good. I like that. Before I go any further.
Chuck, wait a minute. Ned,
Yes?
I hear that some really amusing things happened to you about your phone.
Yes.
Maybe you'd like to share some of those with us.
About my phone, Mike?
Yeah, it's like you got a new phone. Now, you know what? Never mind. Just go ahead with what you were doing.
Is there a tape delay here? What's going on? Mike, stay with the group.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, now I have to pretend that didn't happen. We'll fix this in post. Don't worry. Before I go any further, the Amazon logo, that is the underside of an erect, circumcised penis curved to the left. Am I right? That's what that is. Because I don't care about penises, but when it's on the side of an 18-wheeler and it's coming straight at me on the freeway, it's a little odd. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone's in the same place with that. I got an exciting job offer today. As you know, I'm a teacher. I'll be teaching English for internet scammers, which is very easy. You don't have to know any grammar. It's mostly about the numbers. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm in Ann Arbor, which is a very progressive, woke kind of place. I ordered pizza yesterday and placed my order. And I said, "Do you have any of that crazy crust? Those crazy bread?" And the person said, "You mean bipolar bread, sir? There's no need to mentally health shame our products. Let's not do that." So yeah, that's the kind of place I live in. Ann Arbor is so diverse now.
How
that
diverse?
you have to press 6 for English. It's amazing. You can't do 1 or 2, way up the top. That's how diverse it is. And I went to college here, which is amazing, a long time ago, before they had entrance requirements. And the truth is, all I did in college was drink beer and try to figure out women. I spent almost all my entire college time trying to figure out why women did what they did. Why did they say one thing and do another? Why did some women like me and some didn't, and some should have, and some. I spent so much time thinking about women. I should have at least a minor in women's studies, it seems to me, just in terms of the time I put in. Again, I gather I'm alone in that. That's fine. Those things happen. The thing about Ann Arbor, you get a little bit out of town, and all of a sudden you're in bright red Trump country. It's like farm country. I was having dinner in a little place in a place called Manchester, which is down the road here, and it's their fine eating establishment. And I noticed they had a Mountain Dew sommelier on duty when I was eating. He helped me with the selection for my possum my possum dish, and it was charming. It made all the difference in my meal. Which occurred to me. Here's my question: Has anything ever good of it come when a new mom says to her husband, "Let's call him Billy Ray"? Has that ever worked out well for anybody? Has that ever been a good thing?
No.
My guess is it has not.
No. It isn't.
Anyway, I think that's enough for me tonight. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks, Mike.
Ned.
Thanks, Chuck.
Ned Rice.
Aw.
You brought the quality.
That was
Unbelievable.
worth the wait.
No, it was well worth the wait.
Worth my free money too.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Now we're okay. So Ned, tremendous as always. Love your stuff. And what was the one? Oh, there was one in particular that I was going to mention, but yeah.
Oh, it's hard to pick a favorite, Mike. It really is.
It is hard to pick a favorite.
It's like with kids or Beatles, you know.
It's like when you have like a children. When you have children, it's hard to pick a favorite. Not because you don't have a favorite, because of course you do.
It's funny. My parents always told us who their favorite was. That's weird.
Yeah, I know. And which one of your siblings was it?
I never met him, but from what I heard, he was something else, man.
He was. Oh my God.
Yeah. Why couldn't I have turned out like
By the
him?
way, this is a very dark concept, but it's the truth. Don't ever be born into a family that lost a sibling before you, because you can't compete with that. You just can't. They were.
Oh.
No, he was only 12, but he was a resident in thoracic surgery, and then he had
shit.
And he had to go swimming off that tire tied to a rope.
And he had a paper route.
The old swimming hole. And
that is a tough act to follow.
Yeah, you can't, you know. And what are you now? You know, that was actually what Jesus used to hear from Mary.
Yeah.
You know, yes.
How do you mean?
Yes. Jesus, I know you're the Messiah, but my other son.
Famous doctor.
Yeah. He fixed Kevin Durant's Achilles tendon. So so he's really helped society. You know, our performer that's coming up now, who is going to be bringing the show home for us with that killer shit that he does every week. It's always different, but it's always incredible. He's been a friend of mine for, man. How long
Hours.
has it been, Chuck? A week?
6 minutes, Mike.
6 minutes. It's six.
Right.
Magical.
It's been 6 of the longest minutes of my life. And get ready for 5 of the longest of yours. Please welcome Chuck Rojas, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
well, thank you, Mike. Today's killer shit brought to you by Metamucil. Aren't you glad I did that joke, Mike? Folks, forgive Mike and Ned. They went to electoral college together.
Oh, no.
So
No.
they've got some history there. They went to the first one. You'll be interested to know, Mike, I've been watching that PBS reboot of All Creatures Great and Small, and I got to tell you, it's just like the books. I never read either. Thank you. I'm appreciating who laughed and in which order. Sukumar and I are just in alignment on Team Pun. And I took a break during the show, went into the kitchen, and I'm barefoot today. Generally, I'm barefoot every day. But I'm realizing something's got to go. Something's got to happen in my kitchen. Got to redo the chores days or whatnot. Either way, I know we need sweeping reforms in the kitchen. I'm reheating some pasta.
Are you?
Yeah, you know that pasta, Mike. It was so baked.
How was it?
Mike, it was baked just a rotini bit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's it.
Rigatoni boom chick.
I want to not say these, but I just have a thing.
It's like you're standing behind me with a sharpened pencil. You just can't stop yourself from poking me.
Right. It's the only sharp thing I've got, Mike. Look, if they impeach this guy 1.14 more times, we can serve impeach pie. That's going to be the special next week.
Wow.
With the apocalypse.
Impeach pie, wouldn't you say?
Right, Mike, what's the key ingredient to impeach pie?
I'm going to just have to guess and say strawberry.
Orange, Mike. Orange. And just a few more breaking news I saw on CNN. Trump has finally announced his impeachment legal team. It is 2 young Republicans from Manassas, Virginia, sitting on my pillows. I was going to buy one of those my pillows, but I slept on it. Okay. All right. That's my set. I'm going to put it to rest. Thank you, everybody. Fun show this was.
You and your blanket statements, Chuck.
Hello.
Because he was doing all these jokes about pillows.
Right. I'm writing that down, Mike. That's going to be
It's going to be like I was going this way, but I went that way instead. And you might want to pick up on that, those of you who are just starting out with the comedy thing. Don't lead them right down the road and just keep going down that road. Otherwise, unless you want to change your name to Carrot Top.
Right.
I love that guy.
And if you want your jokes to go smoothly, Metamucil.
Absolutely. or chocolate on an empty stomach. I think we learned a little bit of something from Jessica Misra.
How did that joke go better when you did it?
I'll tell you the same thing I used to tell people on writing staffs, because when I say it, it's funny. I'm kidding. Come on, you guys. Why would I say that? Why would I ever do that? Why would I even give a chance to try and embarrass somebody? I'm not that guy. I am not that guy. Ned is that guy. I am
What?
Who would embarrass another person. Now, you know what?
That's
and
awful.
I've given you way too much shit tonight, and you don't deserve it. And I mean that sincerely. I know it doesn't sound that way. I have the curse of apparent insincerity. You know,
If you could fake
my
that.
father died. He said, "Just, I've always loved your sense of humor, Mike. And could you just say one more funny thing before I die?" And I said, "I love you, Dad." And
And then what
he
did
didn't
Moses
get it.
say?
He didn't get it.
Wow. 2 people died that day.
Yeah, you're going to do a joke like that. You need a larger audience than one. You can't just do it with one guy that is supposed to feel bad about it. Hey, I want to thank all the comedians tonight. All but one of you was really, really funny. So we have Paula Mattocks,
Right.
Erin Crouch, who had to leave early because she's in another on another continent, frankly.
Likely excuse.
She's not just on another continent comically like Chuck is from the rest of us.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She's actually on another physical continent.
Mhm.
So she had to go and get on with her life.
gave
Cesar
her-
Sauce, whenever
Right.
somebody's wondering where the sauce is, it's right here on Monday nights at 8:00.
That's
Not
no
Italian
secret.
though, so
That's-
I don't know how it's gonna
secret
work out.
sauce. No, it's not Caesar dressing either. Caesar sauce.
Get it right,
Keep that in
man.
mind. Keep that in mind. And just imagine how good he's going to be by the time he gets out of his teens.
If I make it out.
There's if I make it. He does voiceovers for horror movies on the side. Manny Ochoa-Parra, Joe Rojas, who I hope will come back.
Yeah, Joe.
He's funnier in his second language than I am in my first, and don't think I don't resent it. Jessica Misra, who just makes me laugh all the time. And
Yeah.
don't know who I enjoy seeing more in a sweatshirt than Jessica Misra. Sukumar, who is the only guy here who has a last name that you rearranged to form a real word. And Evan Smith, love you, Evan. Ned Rice, I give you shit every week because you're adorable and you're really funny when I give you shit and you come back on me, and I love that.
Aw.
I want to know from
I'll
Evan.
try and scrape together a few bucks and get a modem for next week, will you?
I'd rather just blow them. It's quick. It's only like a minute.
Everybody
It's got
wins.
really good service.
In my
you guys.
worldview, everybody wins in that scenario. I'm just saying. Let's see. Oh, Chuck, right? Chuck, who produces the show, does a great job of
That
producing.
guy. Hey, that guy.
Chuck,
There's
you
Chuck.
know, the largest man on the show, the biggest sense of humor on the show, the heart. He has got a heart. You know, it's not a
He
big
has an
heart.
enlarged heart.
It's enlarged. It's not even a big heart in the metaphorical sense. He actually did a lot of coke in the 90s.
Man, with friends like him, you don't need enemies, huh, Chuck?
Got a heart
Ew.
the size of Louis Anderson's ass. That's a big heart, is what I'm saying.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, a big heart. Jessica, yes, I did. I complimented her. And Sukumar, of course. Anyway, everybody's been great. Chuck, do you want to
Well, thank the YouTube
Thank the
people.
people
that
on YouTube.
Stacy watched.
Are we going to stay on and